Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Defense Saturdays. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Chris.
And Chris got some heat coming out of my home state from Georgia. And it's going to be kind of hopefully a more comical, more lighthearted episode for you guys.
I mean, these stories are never lighthearted because of what it ends up happening. But I'm going to have to try to keep my composure while reading this because it is a little funny, a little different what's happening here. So, Bibb County deputies are investigating after a man was shot and killed at a home on Trophy Place Thursday evening. According to the news from the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, the call came in around 5 p.m., a person assaulting a woman on the 3700 block. While they were headed to the scene, deputies were told that the suspect had been shot by the victim's husband. When they made it to the home, deputies found a 25-year-old man in the front yard of the home, naked, with gunshot wounds to his chest. The release says that the 67-year-old woman was on a riding mower cutting her grass when the naked man tackled her off of her lawnmower. The woman's husband, 66-year-old man, tried to pull the man off of his wife, but was also attacked. When the suspect continued attacking the wife again, the husband got his gun and shot the suspect. The woman taken to Macon Medical Center, where she is listed in a stable condition. The husband had minor injuries and was treated at the scene. The 25-year-old suspect was taken to the medical center, the Atrium Health Center, where he later died.
Okay. So, unfortunately, this individual ended up dying. It doesn't say in the article anywhere if there's any drugs are involved or anything like that.
But you can only speculate.
So kind of trying to be more serious, if y'all are ever out and y'all see my wife cutting the grass, if y'all decide to tackle her naked, I'm a Swiss cheese you too. Kind of don't know what happened. Now, obviously, the suspect was, a younger gentleman or younger guy, running around naked. So imagine that everything going through her husband's head. My wife's outside cutting grass and there's a guy tackling her off the car. He did try to go with less than lethal force first, which I commend. Especially being an older gentleman trying to take on, somebody a little bit younger, and obviously
Not right.
Absolutely. So he did try to do that until he started kind of losing the fight. It doesn't say that, but we're only speculating. But I believe he did what was right as well. If he tried to go with less lethal, he tried to one came in defense of his wife, which is also commendable, and then it kind of got out of hand, and the guy ended up getting shot. Unfortunately, he did die. We don't like to hear that, but at the same time too, what would have happened,
Yeah, this is definitely a different story, and that was one of the reasons we want to bring it to you. It's a little comical, I guess, but obviously, like I said, self-defense situations are never comical. Having a naked man tackle you off of your lawnmower when you're least expecting it, that's a shock.
Yeah.
And then being the husband, seeing that happen across the yard, I can only imagine that man had a few moments where he had to process what the was going on.
Absolutely.
Because if I saw that, granted, I mow my yard, so if I'm getting tackled by a naked man and he just immediately starts beating on me, he's probably going to get an upper hand because it's going to take me a second to realize that I'm not getting hit by just fists.
There's one knee, two knee. Oh, he got a third knee over there. Oh man. There's a blooper.
How many fucking elbows you got?
Alright, I don't know where the fuck I was. We're gonna have to. So I'm the one typically doing the lawn mowing. I'm usually the one out there, but even still, being in that kind of situation, first off, being tackled off of your lawnmower if you didn't see the guy coming, that's a shock. And then realizing once the man starts hitting you, what is actually going on with himself, the lack of clothing is going to be a shock overall. So I can only imagine what the both of them were thinking when this is going on. But again, commend them on thinking clearly. At least a husband on the side of this, where
Absolutely.
He went with the less lethal force and then realized that maybe he was at a disadvantage and went and got something to equalize himself with him, or take that advantage over to his side and, doing what was right by him and his wife. So there's definitely some good things there.
Absolutely. And it's funny as it might sound, the first thought that came to my head was we're in Central Florida, so we have honestly kind of a lot of nudist colonies around us, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So even though this might kind of stand out to people who don't live that type of lifestyle, that could be a reality in places like that, you know. And to them, that's Bob running around. Like, to them, that the naked portion doesn't really matter as much in that situation, but it does kind of stand out to us. But I was kind of thinking, you know, this could have happened in like a nudist colony or somewhere like that. You know, it might not be that so obscene type of thing, but even if you are running around naked, try not to go over and knock off any 65-year-old women off their lawnmowers if you can help it. But,
yeah, that's, I mean, obviously, there's no reason to attack a woman mowing her lawn. There's no reason to attack anybody, but just, there's obviously something a little loose in that dude's head. I mean, we're speculating. I just want to say that we don't live the nudist lifestyle, despite what he just said. We're only speculating in this. From the way the story is written, it kind of seems like they're not in a nudist colony. This is not something that was abnormal. This is something that was abnormal to them, and obviously seems like what to the police officers as well. So I'm assuming the area that they're in is not a typical nudist area. So obviously there was something going on with this guy, and he was running around naked and wanted to attack somebody. And unfortunately, a 67-year-old woman was his victim, but he got his just desserts.
absolutely. Like I said before, I think the husband in the situation kind of did what was right. He tried to come and stop him with his own physical capability. Once that started to get away from him, he went back and got a firearm. Unfortunately, guys, as much as we try to make light of this story, somebody did die at the end of it. So that's not something that we want to see. But at the same time, too, the purpose of these series is to let y'all know somebody used a firearm for their own personal, defense. And this is just another story. So even though we try to make a little bit light of it and try to make it a little bit less jury as much as we can, this is still a serious situation. And right, wrong, or indifferent, I think the couple in this situation came out on top for a reason. Always be prepared. If you can, try to handle things less physical if you can. Violence is always the last option. That being said, if somebody comes and attacks your wife on a lawnmower naked, you do what you gotta do.
Yep, I'm going to do exactly what you said. I'm going to turn you into Swiss cheese. So, like I always try to do, guys, just go over what this guy did right and wrong. Again, another cut and dry case, I feel like. Obviously, there was a deranged naked man in the situation who was doing the wrong things, and a husband jumped into action to save his wife from God knows what could have happened to her. Regardless of the fact that he was naked, who knows how badly he could have hurt his wife, and even possibly hurt him if they were at a physical disadvantage. And 25-year-old is kind of the peak male age, so he could have been in a very better shape, and who knows what else, he training and stuff he's had in his life, that whether it was applicable or not in his mental state. But
Absolutely.
He came and defend his wife. He did the right thing. He went and grabbed his gun. He obviously his own legally owned gun, and used it, and they called police and I'm sure EMS and stuff like that. The man ended up dying, so he's not going to be able to serve his time and possibly turn his life around. But those are the risks you run when you're the bad guy in these situations and you do things you're not supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. Once again, guys, shout out to all my kin back home. Look out for naked people running around tackling people off of lawnmowers, I guess. But guys, like always, thank you for watching. Thanks for commenting and telling us what we're doing right, telling us what we're doing wrong. We have a link down in the description below that'll take you to all of our other social media platforms. We got Reels on Instagram, Stories on Facebook. We try to keep everything as updated as possible. We also have another affiliate link that we're trying to push here is VersaCarry.
Yeah, go ahead and hit the affiliate link down in the description below. They've got a bunch of different products that for you guys, very high quality stuff. They've got IWB, OWB, combination style stuff, belts, mag holders, all that good stuff. It's high quality leather and Kydex. You guys can, you guys won't be disappointed in the products that you purchase from them. Every time you click that link, helps us. Doesn't matter if you purchase a product or not, it still helps us in small ways. Obviously, product purchases help us in bigger ways to help bring you better quality content, more fun things for you guys to watch.
Thanks, guys. Again, check us out every Saturday at 10 a.m. for Self-Defense Saturdays. And also don't forget to watch Wes and Jose for Ready, Aim, Live Fridays around 4 p.m. And always remember, guys,
Who's got your